Alrighty, hello again. I'm getting blasted by sunlight, so if it's kind of bright, very sorry. So I'm driving home right now from Fort Collins down to the Springs, and I'm on the highway. And just a second ago, there was this guy who was in this Dodge Durango or something like that, and I saw him from behind me, 1,000 yards behind me. And I saw him going so fast, and he zipped around all of us. I think there was 3 lanes at the time, and he went around all 3 lanes, did this whole crazy thing, and then came back in the left lane and was going probably 15 or 20 over the speed limit, or over what the majority of traffic was doing, which was already probably 5 or 10 over at least. Anyway, he was just zipping through here so fast, and I saw him cutting people off and doing all these crazy things and tailgating. There's all this crap, and I just couldn't help but think, if the thing that he's going to, whatever he's in such a rush for, I might hit traffic. No. See, that guy's probably in traffic right now. I mean, it's just silly. But what I was thinking about though is if the thing that he is going to, whatever, maybe he's going to work, maybe he has plans with somebody, I don't know what he's doing, it doesn't really matter. The point is, whatever he's going to, if it's that important, then why wouldn't you make it more of a priority and leave 10 minutes earlier? Right? Well, I mean, so it's basically 9 a.m. Why wouldn't he have gotten up a little bit earlier? Because this thing is clearly so important enough to put all of our lives at risk. That's how important this thing is to him. Maybe it's not, I don't know. But if it is that much of a priority and he needs to be there at this time, make it a real priority and leave earlier. It's really that simple. That's so frustrating to me that your ignorance and your miscalculations on planning are now affecting me in my life, because now I'm in danger because of your stupidity and your ignorance and you get the point. Now you're putting everyone around you at risk. I think that's bullshit. I think that's pretty stupid. I think that you should, again, this kind of goes back to yesterday's video, take some accountability and wake up earlier. I mean, this is not a very complex thing. One of these podcasts I listened to was saying, if human beings can get a man on the moon, you can find a way to wake up earlier. It's not hard. It's super, super simple, actually. Wake up earlier, leave earlier. I mean, just prepare yourself so that you don't have to. Oh wow! See, that's wild. What just happened? Just prepare better. Why aren't people prepared these days? People are just so. You can go, buddy. It's okay. And even right now, I mean, even as I'm making this video, people are being ridiculous, and that also kind of ties back in with yesterday's video too, is because be an hour early. Don't be a minute late. I mean, be an hour early. Be way earlier than you think you should be. Where did all that go? And why is it all of a sudden people like to wake up the second before they need to leave and they just run out the door and they're rushed and they're spastic and they're stressed? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? It's not hard. I mean, plan ahead a little bit. Just a little bit. You're not planning a year ahead. You aren't trying to take over Russia, and there's nothing crazy going on here. Wake up earlier. I mean, it's not hard. We're not building rocket ships. We're talking about waking up. Everyone wakes up. That sounded kind of silly, but I just think it's so ridiculous how people do what they do these days. I mean, people, if you're in the left lane, they'll tailgate you. Even if you're going 10 over, like right now, I'm going over the speed limit, and this guy's gonna pass me on the right, and it's just okay. I mean, why? Okay, see, here he goes. Now he's, I don't know. At this point, though, I've kind of learned to not let anything bother me. But at the same time, though, it still does frustrate me a little bit. I've gotten a lot better. I used to really get upset about these kind of things and honk on my horn and get mad with them. And I think that by doing that, you're effectively sinking down to their level. Just by simply engaging with that attitude and that type of behavior, you've lost. I mean, they're below whatever they are doing. It's below you, and so even if you just let a piece of your any portion of your energy if any portion of your energy gets allocated towards that type of behavior, you've lost. And so I've kind of learned to just like let it go and not get too upset with it. But I wanted to make this video because I think it's just an important thing for people to think about and to consider, is just make things a priority. Like if you really need to be at this place that badly, first of all, why are you 2 hours away on the highway? Plan ahead a little bit. Go there the night before or something. And if you're not willing to do that for whatever reason, then yeah, just leave earlier. It's not hard. I mean, maybe they're just that dumb and they're like, oh shit, I forgot to do this thing. I gotta go now. And I get it. I mean, I've been in a rush before. Things happen. But again, I think that when you have your priorities set straight, that minimizes all of that very effectively. I would say 100% effectively. So manage your priorities and set your priorities straight, because I bet you all their priorities. Whoa! I heard a crazy beep just now. Because I bet you a lot of their priorities clearly are not whatever they're doing now. Clearly they were doing something last night to where maybe they were staying up later, they were partying, now they're hungover and they slept in too late. I mean, their list of priorities is flipped, perhaps. And I think that might be part of the reason, maybe a big part of the reason that they're doing all this craziness. So I don't know. I just want to make a little video because, again, the way that you drive, to me, shows me a lot about who you are. It's the type of driver you are. It's the type of it's really the type of anything that you are. But driving is kind of an interesting example because you get to see their true, authentic self kind of exposed, because they're safe in their little metal box, which I've talked about that before too. So anyway, I think I'm done talking now. But people are crazy. Set your priorities straight. All right, Roger out.